Okay, everybody's ready to go?
Yep, we good.
All right, cool. Let's get a mic check real quick for Ben, just make sure he's out. Ben, mic check one more time.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. He's sounding good. All right, let's do this. Hear ye, and we are not live. But welcome to bonus stage of the Iron Lords Podcast LLC and lordsofgaming.net. I'm extremely excited about our special guest, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord whose amazing talents and reverence for the Sega brand we first crossed paths with at PAX East 2019. With our cherished Streets of Rage 4, we marveled at his painterly hand-drawn art style and premium 2D animation. And now in 2025, our favorite Oboro-clad ninja makes his triumphant return with a comic book-like aesthetic that truly comes to life on every screen. Introducing the CEO / art and creative director at Lizardcube Game Studio, whose contributions include the iconic Wonderboy the Dragon's Trap, Streets of Rage 4, and the Shinobi Art of Vengeance franchise. The Lord who revived the dormant Joe Musashi, redefined the art in Vengeance, and in my opinion, has now made the greatest Shinobi game of all time. Live from France and kind enough to make his debut into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Ben Fiquet. How we doing, sir?
I'm fine. What an intro. Thank you. Oh man, that's amazing. I don't know if I deserve all of this like praise and everything, but yeah, it's very nice to have the fans like yourself and the community around it. I'm a Sega fan from a young age, and I just want to bring back my cherished license. So that's what I'm hoping to do, and that's what Sega is trusting me with. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be with you guys. Thank you.
Glad to have you, man. An absolute pleasure, man. You're a Lord at what you do. So we gave you a proper introduction in the realm of the Lords. And yeah, you and the team, you did that. And we will get into that for sure. You know what I mean? So normally we have our intro, but we got to get into it, man. We got to get into it. It's so much to go into, man. So we got to talk from the very beginning, man. Your video game system history, your journey into art design and animation, and of course, what led you to becoming CEO of Lizardcube and taking on the lead in reviving this classic Sega IP and the amazing Shinobi Art of Vengeance. So, Lord Ben, let's start from the very beginning. What were some of the first video game systems you had, and what got you into gaming?
Yeah. So I think one of my first system was an Atari that my father brought back for our winning prizes, but we had to give it away. And after that, it was Master System, because one friend of mine had a Master System, and I didn't know any better. I didn't know there was multiple consoles.
Thank God for us.
Yeah. So basically, I went to the supermarket. I think it was a present from my parents, though. And I bought Master System. Well, they bought for me. I was like 7 or 8. No, maybe 8 or 9. Don't remember exactly. But yeah, we were a bit late because I was living in the countryside in France. So I didn't have access to a lot of different games. So just that what was in the supermarket, basically, like the Simpsons game. But Shinobi was I think it was the first, because I think it came with a console.
Yeah.
And Shinobi on Master System is very difficult, especially when it's your first game, especially because of the technical limitation.
Yes.
For people that don't know, it's a porting from the arcade version, and you can't throw a shuriken unless your previous shuriken disappeared from the screen. So that's why in level 2 you have to fight Mandara, which is a big statue, and you have to get very close because you need to throw a lot of shurikens. So you need to get very close and for the shuriken to disappear. So yeah, that's my introduction with gaming. It was Shinobi, and that was my introduction with difficult in games. Uh,
That's when I knew you were a super fan because I found that boss by mistake. I was wandering around and I went someplace that I wasn't supposed to go, and the introduction to bringing that boss back was incredible. But I was like, oh, he understands the difficulty in how you are supposed to approach this character. It
yeah,
was really
yeah.
good.
Yeah. In the game, basically, we try to pay homage to different games from the Shinobi series,
Mhm.
from the first one to the second and third one on Mega Drive, which I had as well.
Mm.
After the Master System, I bought a Mega Drive with my
Nice.
brother. We spent countless hours breaking controllers on Streets of Rage 2, obviously, like we all did. So Shinobi 2, 3,
Mhm.
and my go-to games were Aladdin
Ooh.
on Mega Drive. It was like it's mostly because of this game that I'm making 2D animation, 2D traditional animation games.
Mm.
Because for me, it was the pinnacle of like what a cartoon and a game could be.
Mhm.
So this game, Aladdin, cool spot, Earthworm Jim,
Wow.
very heavily animated. Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah,
I've
beautiful.
Oh,
it's
Earthworm Jim was really good looking game,
Mhm.
animated great.
it's all the work of Dave Perry, the
Yes.
company he founded, not Virgin, Virgin Interactive.
Mhm.
No, yeah, maybe. Um, but yeah, and now,
Mhm.
30 years later,
Here we are.
yeah,
Yeah,
here
no.
we are.
Pretty amazing. I want to shout you out on the Master System. Obviously, I had it. I think at a young age, it was one of those things that obviously I was a big Sega fan, and I came from the arcade. And I remember like loving the bigger franchises from Sega and Yu Suzuki, and whether it be the Hang-Ons, the Outruns, and obviously Shinobi came a little bit later. But you learn at a young age, Lord Ben, the port difference between the arcade and home. And
Yeah,
it's
well, I didn't
yeah.
know that really at the time.
Oh, okay, got
Because
you.
he didn't get
No.
a chance to
That's
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something I had to learn later because I remember it was a difficult game, and my associate Omar, which is a very passionate programmer about Master System. He did an emulator based on the Master System, so he know all this stuff by heart. So he introduced me to this kind of differences. But no, Master System and arcade and
Yeah.
Mega Drive were my upbringing in
Mm.
gaming. Like I was skipping music lessons to go to the
Ah,
arcade. Like
ah,
like my
got
mother
it.
wanted me to play the cello, and it was kind of very boring. So the arcade was just next to the music school.
Mhm.
So I was playing SNK games,
Yes. Uh,
Capcom, obviously, and even at that age, like when later the first 3D games appeared, I was not interested. Like
yeah.
Mm.
Tekken 1, like no, no, thank you. I'd rather
No
play
3D.
and no, I'd rather play Samurai Showdown, please.
Thank you.
Ooh, oh, he's an SNK guy.
You already went here, and
Yeah.
all right. So I'm doing my homework on you, right? So I'm looking, and I'm going through Lizardcube, and I'm doing all this stuff, and I get to the page, and I get to projects, right? And
Yeah,
I scroll down projects, and I do Fight Night Fridays. We play fighting games, and we absolutely love fighting games here, and the fact that we're having a resurgence. But then I saw you have Dark Ages, Fighters of the Dark Ages.
yeah.
And I know that was just like a mock-up just to show people what you can do. But then I
Mhm.
scrolled down a little bit further and I saw
Yeah,
City of the Wolves 2, what it could look like. And I
Mark
said,
of the Wolf.
Mark
Mark of
of
the
the
Wolf.
Wolves, yes, Mark
Yeah,
of the Wolves, sorry. I said,
yeah. I know. I
please,
know.
yes.
It would have been so cool, but we didn't really explore that opportunity. To be honest, we didn't reach to SNK because I don't think I would want to make fighting games.
Right.
Mhm.
Like the community of fighting gamers is like very, very hard to please.
Yes.
Everything has to be frame perfect. Everything has to it's a nightmare for development. And these games needs to be now. There needs to be game as a service basically.
Yeah,
you need to be
basically.
able to do skins, to do and in 2D that's like 2D animated arcade games won't happen again. I'd like to see that, but unfortunately that's like too expensive and too demanding for development.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I totally respect your position on that. So you stay kind of in Sega pocket, you go from there, and then do you continue on? I know mom had visions for you with the cello, but did you continue to stay on with consoles and keep as each generation went by?
No. I'd rather wanted to drink beers when I was a teenager.
I respect you, man.
Yeah, we can drink at 16 in France.
Oh,
I gotta go to France.
we gotta go to France.
I should have been born in
We
France.
should have been.
No, I should have been born in
Yeah.
France.
So it's not like a big deal, but when you start to get interested with girls and you want to see friends so I kind of skip a lot of console generations.
Okay.
I was playing on PC after that.
Okay.
I was like Doom, Duke Nukem, StarCraft, this kind of stuff, like Heroes of Might and Magic. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But like, I don't think I owned the PlayStation.
Mhm.
I had a PlayStation when I was sharing a flat with a friend. PlayStation 2, I mean. But other than that, like it was on and off. Like
Gotcha.
I wanted to see the world. I wanted to draw. I wanted to get a life and not deep dive into video gaming. And I wanted to get girls basically.
I respect that, man.
Yeah.
The man was living his life.
Exactly.
What made the switch? I mean, because I know the allure of the streets is there. You don't want to do the cello. That's too boring. You're a man of excitement, intrigue, and you want to be the ladies' man. I want to know what made you say, I got to get to these games.
Yeah, that's where I was going. That passion for art and animation. How did
what made that fire burn? Because of course, I mean, listen, you're able to drink, you're able to party, you're able to tour the world. What made that
party? Consider this just as like enjoying life with friends, and like I was not a heavy partier. I was like more
social.
Social.
Okay.
And after that, after high school, I started a art school, basically, which interested me in making comics, in making animation. After this first school, I went to Paris in Gobelin School, which is a school for animation. And now I was interested in making animation. And somehow, the first job I landed was in a small company, and we made a Nintendo DS game. So that's when I came back to the world of games.
Gotcha.
And the game was called Soul Bubbles. This is where I met my future associate Omar. And we basically did the game for most of the time, just the two of us. It was well received, but I wanted to see the world again. So I went to London for 2 years, working in animation. Did some short film. I did some commercials. After that, I was fed up with London because you eat very badly.
It ain't compared to the French cuisine.
Yeah, they know. And so I went back to Paris. I didn't know what to do, so I did comic books for 6 years, I think.
Wow.
And I think Omar reached out to me saying that he was a mega Master System fan, and he wanted to bring back one of his childhood game, which was one of mine, Wonderboy. I was more Wonderboy 2 in Monsterland.
Mm.
I love that game because it was very iconic, heroic, and you get to play a little knight. But I had the Wonderboy 3. And so I was kind of bored with comic books. So I said, let me draw something. We can, and like we spent 6 months just by yourself, not even on the same in the same country. He was living in England at the time, and after 6 months we had a prototype which was working. We had the go ahead from Nishizawa-san, which is a creator of Wonderboy.
Okay.
But we needed some funding, so we looked for a publisher, and that's when we found Dotemu.
Shout out to Dotemu.
And from there, we needed to have a company. We didn't want to have a company, but we needed for legal reason.
Right.
Where does the money go? Who gets it? So basically, we needed some kind of structure, and we started there with €1. The company was funded with €1. Yeah.
Did you save any of your comic books, your early work, that because your comic books was published, right?
Yeah. You get I did like 6 volumes.
Anything we know?
Yeah, what's the name?
No, it's not. I wouldn't
French
say,
books?
Yeah, French. It's French. It hasn't been printed outside France.
Okay.
Maybe in Italy or something, but I'm not sure. But it was early work, so I'm not ashamed of it, but it's not like my best work.
Right.
I don't think I'm a good storyteller, to be fair. And I did everything, story, colors, and everything. So
you did traditional panel work, like from panel to panel. I'm a huge comic book fan. This is the reason why I asked that question.
The first I'm trying to find it, but the first series,
good book.
Yeah, the first series was a teenage kind of series where it was a kid who was I'm still with you. I'm just
no problem.
We're digging your crates. It's all good. It's all
good.
Like
and my headphone is wireless. So
yeah, you're good. You got good right now. Yeah, your reception is good.
Yeah, don't worry. This is not back in the Mega Drive days. Where we have to be wired in.
So yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Well, you found it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah.
Let's see.
The first comic book was this is the French format, which is a very traditional one.
Looks nice.
It's quite expensive though. It's like €15 for 48 pages.
I think that's pretty much standard nowadays.
Yeah. So yeah, basically that's like
wait a second,
brother. You're not giving yourself credit.
Wait a second. Yeah. You're too hard on yourself here. I was expecting the worst, and that looks fantastic.
No, that's not awful, but that's not what I would want to promote for myself now. And after that, I did like a smaller format, which was 80 pages. I did 2 volumes of that. It's aimed at kids. And it's like basically Game of Thrones, but for kids. I got into Game of Thrones. I read the books, and I was like, yeah, it's so great, so great. I need to do something, and this is more in line with what I'm doing right now.
I see it now. I see the maturity in the work. Yeah, that's huge. It's a big difference from the maturity in the work. I see it. I seen the line work. I see. So did you use the same colorist or inker, or were you the inker and the penciler?
I know I did everything. Story drawing, colors, lettering. It's not like we don't work as studios in France. It's more like each author is maybe you have a writing guy and a drawing guy, but most of you can be pretty alone when drawing. this kind of author mentality here.
Gotcha. No, that's
Wow.
awesome. Wow, this is impressive.
That's incredible. I didn't
Yeah,
even know that
I didn't
part.
know that. This man is a one man show. It just shows your progression and how
Yeah.
you've gone from that. So you get to the part with Lizardcube, right? And you and your friend
Mm.
that you met, and you start there, right? You get the company with the tempo, you do the Wonderboy. So I want to kind of get to your progression from each level up because it's Wonderboy, and then obviously where I met you was it was a co-collaboration between it seemed like between Lizard Cube and Guard Crush games
Yeah.
at the time, and
Yeah.
with Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
So talk about like because I know you currently like hey, that's my old work. Look at where I'm at now. So talk about like that level up because in my opinion, every subsequent project you continue to improve. You would continue.
Yeah.
Your artwork jumps off the page. It does look, I literally say it looks like a comic book come to life. So let's talk about the progression from the Wonder Boy to how we get to Streets of Rage at that point.
Well, I think Wonderboy was kind of the follow-up from my work on comic books. So it was more related to comic books than the rest of it. And Streets of Rage. So basically, after Wonderboy, I Omar didn't want to continue making games,
Mhm.
but I still wanted to do something because we got a good reception from Wonderboy. So, and I started drawing things for potential Streets of Rage. It started as a remake, like we did for Wonderboy, a total remake of Streets of Rage 2.
Okay.
But unfortunately, since my programmer was not on board, I
Mhm.
needed to find something else. And that's when we discussed with Dotemu. Maybe we can pitch a new game to Sega,
Mhm.
and that's when we did a little pitch and drawing. So we sent that to Sega, and
Mhm.
we didn't didn't expect it much, but it was a time where they didn't care about these old licenses.
Mhm. Mhm.
And since they have very different teams from the US, from the Japan, and we had the very, very luck to
Mhm.
to have a go at yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. So then they take the pitch, and then you get this. It's licensed to you guys as
Yeah,
opposed to okay, got
yeah,
as
yeah,
opposed to a partnership
yeah.
with
So
like
it's a
Shinobi's. I got you.
licensing out kind of deal.
Got it. Got it. So now you start working on this, right? And
Yeah,
we see the reception. Obviously, I
yeah,
remember going there. Obviously, King, the Lords, Attic. I believe you were there as well, and we were just blown away. We were like, "Wow, this is iconic looking. This is Axel. This is Blaze. This is what we grew up on." And, and,
yeah.
and you see the spirit and the passion from it. So now you get the critical reception. It's reviewed well. So I got to talk about to where we are now with Shinobi in terms of who approaches who. I guess that's my question. My question is because clearly you still have a passion for Sega IP,
Yeah.
right? So is it a situation that you reach out? Is it a situation that Sega is looking for someone to revive Shinobi? Because I heard about Super Game, their project about kind of reviving old franchises. It was like a whiteboard. It was like a
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more. I don't know what it is. I'm not privy to this conversation. I'm
Mhm,
just technically an outsider. I work for hire for them.
mhm.
So you won't get any secret from of Sega from me.
Okay.
I would love to have more
It's okay.
intelligence about that. But anyway, so yeah, after Streets of Rage 4, they took notice. They didn't care about the licenses. Now it was very different. So someone contacted me from Sega, and basically they wanted to just to discuss who did what on Streets of Rage. How did you manage to do that?
You
Yeah.
guys are
How
great.
can
Who did the work?
yeah and
He
uh
said, "Me."
yeah, of course. I'm always open to new opportunities though.
Right.
So and at the end of this call, the guy said, "Yeah, by the way, we're trying to revive our older IPs. So if you have any ideas, let us know." Yeah. Oh man. So give me a couple of weeks, and like
Pick up that
few weeks
pitch.
later, a few weeks later, I drew again. It's a good thing with 2D is that like you can draw something. I even animated a small video for them.
Oh wow.
But very 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 simple. But since it's 2D, you know that it will look the same in a video game.
Right.
Instead of like you have to wait for the proper engine to give you the good look rendering
Mhm.
and stuff.
One question. When he said, "Do you have any idea?" You already knew the IP off the top of your head that you wanted to use because Sega has a ton of IPs. Like you have Altered Beast, you have all types of different ones,
Yeah, I,
and I
I
just
think I think I want. First, I love Shinobi.
right,
Secondly, I was like kind of burned out with beat 'em up
right,
after Streets of Rage.
okay,
So I wanted to do something else. I wanted to be known for something else that a beat 'em up kind of guy.
Mm.
Um,
good.
and yeah, I was thinking like naively that it would be a simple project. Like, oh, how can this be complicated? Like, he's just a character moving platform to platform, one character. How hard can this be?
Mhm.
But this is much, much more complex than Streets of Rage ever was, because you have
True.
many systems. You have, well, I wanted to make it simple like Shinobi 2 and 3. Like
Right.
you walk, the enemy dies when you throw a shuriken, and you move forward.
Mhm.
But it was kind of boring. So you have many systems. So you have the platforming, and the platforming got interesting when we started to implement a lot of animation states where when you grab a ledge, for example,
Mhm.
or when you roll over an obstacle,
Mhm.
and this kind of small thing adds up.
Mhm.
And after that, you have the combat system, which we we realized it was the most fun you could have was with the combat,
Right.
and we expanded on that. And expanding it, we realized we were kind of making a beat 'em up platformer,
Okay.
uh, uh, and it was my team is amazing and managed to kind of bring beat 'em up elements and combo system
Mhm.
into the game, but it kind of it's harder because when you have platform and you're fighting enemies, for example,
Right.
everything can go wrong. Like the enemy can go further and end up in a collision.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not like Street of Rage or beat them up like you have one
Flat.
flat
Yep.
gameplay um, scene and that's it.
Mhm.
So you have to consider all of this. So yeah, ultimately it's a very complicated game.
Yeah, no, I could imagine. Again, the way you described it, it makes sense because Streets of Rage again got more linear, beat 'em up, flat surfaces. Here you have platform and you have to take into account the enemy AI. And one thing that
Mm.
me and Addict really appreciate, I consider like you guys have an awesome rule set that like if something happens to Joe Musashi Addict, right? The enemy, if you do that to them and you juggle them into a pit, they could fall, they could die, they could
Yeah,
get hurt too, which I
yeah,
thought was awesome. Like you were fair to the player in that respect, which you don't see a lot of games do. I just want to back you up a second in terms of the Sega involvement. Not asking you like behind the scenes stuff as far as like stuff you can't talk about, but it's clear to me that they were a little bit more involved than they were with Streets of Rage. So I guess my question to you is, were there any Japanese sensibilities that they wanted to add to Shinobi to say, hey, could you change that, versus what you had initially? And then also part two to this is, did you get a chance to work with any OG Shinobi developers?
Um, yeah. So obviously Sega was more involved because they are publishing the game.
Right.
It's not like they license the game to us. They are publishing it. So from the very beginning, we had discussion, meetings over meetings, but they gave me a total creative freedom.
Mm.
Like the project we presented, uh, n- they, n- they didn't have many creative feedback. It
Mhm.
was more every time we had the conversation, it was for improving the game, what we add. Like we make a playtest. Some players are totally not on board with some of it. So how do we fix it together? What's your idea? What's our idea? And the good thing is, like at Sega, I'm working with Sega Japan,
Yes.
and uh, the team of producers, they come from game development. Um, Most of them worked in gaming.
Mhm.
They were game designers. They were some of them were director, producers, and so they know what they're asking. They know what it entails when they want to redo a system. For
Mhm.
example, they're not like marketing people. Yeah, can we add multiplayer now? It's it the collaboration with the Sega Japan team was I I, I wouldn't say amazing because there are obviously some differences in our culture, but it was very good to say the least,
Mhm.
because uh, like we have the utmost respect for what came before us as the
Mhm.
games
Mhm.
and the Japanese culture of craft.
Mhm.
I'm not like a big weeb, always making bowing to Japanese and stuff, but like I have a huge respect for their artists,
Mhm.
their culture of caring about the products they're making, uh, and it shows in every aspect of relation. I think French people, even if we're known to be lazy, we like to make like beautiful stuff,
Yeah.
and I think this is uh, where we align somehow.
Okay. All right. Now, look, listen. I respect that the trust that
Yeah.
they gave you and that full creative control. Quick question before we move on to the main event of it. One thing I noticed in the game, and Attic and King, I don't know if you appreciate to see this, is like every time Joe Musashi dies, you see like a snake spirit. And I
Yeah.
Yeah.
see when you go to the checkpoints, it's a snake. It's is it something that, and again, we're gonna get into your story involvement. Is it something that you wanted to put into this game as far as his ethos, origin, or whatever, or is this something also that you had maybe like a library of stuff to pull from Sega to say, hey,
No, it was all us, and most of the ideas you will see in our games, you just have to ask yourself one thing. When we made it, we thought, is this cool or not? Is this, yeah,
woo!
like a snake, ultimately in the ninja kind of vibe is very cool.
Right.
Orochimaru, all
Ochimato.
the yeah,
Yes. No, please don't talk about him with anime. He doesn't know
No,
anime.
continue,
Yeah, all
continue,
right.
continue.
So,
I confront, continue.
but yeah, Ochimato. Yes, exactly. I appreciate it.
this
Woo!
kind of stuff, so does it make sense? The world of Shinobi doesn't make a lot of sense, to be fair. There
Yeah.
are military personnel, there are demons, there are monsters. Uh, all of it blend together. Like fight, you have to fight it. Okay, fair enough. Is it serious? Yeah, for the player, but no, you have to understand that it's
That's just
kind of kind of silly.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad you
it's
said that.
good city.
I want to give it to Attic because me, King, and Saul, we're the Shinobi veterans, right?
Right.
Attic is the youngest of our team, and
Mm.
he's never really played a Shinobi game before prior. And to Attic, one of the things we did in our group review, you said you were like, "I'm seeing all these things in the background." Arby's like, "What am I supposed to deal with this stuff?" Like, what
Yeah.
was your impression seeing like dealing with that stuff, Attic? It took for Ben to
Th-
understand.
The thing is, even with the backgrounds, like the team for the background has been amazing, and they're adding stuff just for the sake of pleasing the eye.
Yes.
Like you don't want to get bored when you're traversing one level, so we're adding stuff. Is it cool? Yeah. Does it make sense? Somehow. Yeah.
Attic, he's gonna jump in on that real quick.
Yeah, what I liked is like I don't know what any of these factions are. I have no clue. I don't know if they're in a previous game. I don't know if they're in a lore. I don't even know if there's comic books on this thing. I was bullied into playing the original, and that's literally all of the info I have on Shinobi. So, like, you're introducing, like, you know, all the stuff in the back. There's this giant kaiju that's just drawing on the back. And first thing I think is, yo, I'm like 5'8". How am I supposed to deal with that? Like, you know, what I appreciate is you showed scale of battle, even though it wasn't really there. It was like, you know, most of the time you weren't fighting hundreds and hundreds of people, but even in a 2D, you were able to give the, you know, the immersion that we're in a war, but we're not. Like,
Yeah, like Lord Ruse is coming. Lord Ruse is here.
Yeah.
He is invaded.
After talking to you, I got a good judge of where your mind works, right? Apparently, not saying totally. Apparently, and the fact that you're cultured and you always challenge yourself from the first book to the second book. I'm talking about challenging, right? Completely see the growth from the first game, from Wonderboy to the next fight, Streets of Rage, fighting from you know side scroll or whatever to the Streets of Rage is a huge game if you're a Sega fan, right? It's a huge game, and you did that, and we played that there, and we played. That was one of our most viral videos that we put up.
The four-player co-op was where it went viral.
It was
You guys
incredible.
debuted it the second time you guys came to PAX East. Sorry,
Right.
continue.
So we see that, right? So now seeing on Shinobi, I'm seeing that you're a lover of the art. You're a lover of what you played when you was growing up, and you put your personal touches on it because I see parallax scrolling. I see people in the background, and you're saying that it's there because it's cool.
Yeah.
When you were young, it was there because you were cool. It was cool. It was cool to you, and you're putting that there. And I'm glad that you got a chance to grow up. It's one thing that you did, and you said SNK. And you know, playing SNK games, they did the scaling in and out. When the characters got closer, the sprites got bigger, and when they got apart, they got smaller. But that true sense of scale in a game showed, and you did that here. And I just wanted to say thank you because I haven't seen it done in any side-scrolling platforming game. This is personally, for the past 2 gens, I think this is the greatest side-scrolling, and I'm talking about game, not just Shinobi. Game for me. Not I know you're hard on yourself. For me, because of little things that you find cool, that I find cool, and that identifying layer is there, and I appreciate that. I want to say that before we get to the main event, because I know I won't get a chance to talk now because it's about COG right now with you, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. When I say something is cool, I have to also remind myself that I'm a gamer as well, and I find modern games more appealing. They are better in every aspect than retro games. I have a nostalgia. I have very good memories from these games, but they will be better with gameplay from now.
I love this.
And that's also the same with art. Artistically, I don't think pixel art is inherently what made this game what they were. It was a technical limitation, but if they could have made 2D traditional animation kind of game, they would have. I'm pretty sure of it, because it was the intent was to draw something cool and represent the streets of Neo City or the world of Shinobi, and so I think getting stuck with what you felt at the time is not good. You also have to remember that a lot of people didn't play those games, and
Attic
and
loves you right now.
and you have to wow them into what you're making.
Right.
So you have to. It's difficult to put in words, but the art is something, the gameplay is another thing. The nostalgia is here, and it's a gateway for making a good game. And I'm gonna go back of what you're saying previously. Like we grew up making Wonderboy Streets and now Shinobi. Yeah, we really did. In my opinion, Wonderboy is a remake one for one of the original game. It's just a coat of paint. Streets of Rage 4 is Streets of Rage 2 gameplay, but enhanced. And Shinobi is a brand new game based on the license, but a brand new, like the skills needed to make Shinobi are way more different than Wonderboy and Streets of Rage 4. And in every things I'm making, like comics, or I'm trying to challenge myself to make something. Oh yeah, I did that. Oh, can I surpass that? How can I go artistically better? How can I be like gameplay? And I think it shows like we've been looking at the Metacritic score since yesterday.
We saw the Metacritic score.
I think they got it wrong. I think you're supposed to be 98, not 89. That's just my opinion.
No, it's awesome.
At some point, we were like 90 plus, and it didn't stick for too long. But I was like, come on.
I know. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, again, please.
But yeah, you can see that on the Metacritic of our games. Like Wonderboy is 78 or 79. Streets is 84, and Shinobi is now 88.
Yes.
98.
And what we're going to still hold our hope when more people get a hold of it on, because technically it's right now we're in the early release, when the full release comes, we still got a chance. But I want to, before we're so close to the main event, we're going to deep dive in this game, but I still got one more question before we get there. And this is, again, as a lifelong Shinobi fan, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room to me is the Shinobi games that did not include Joe Musashi as a lead. So we got like Shinobi Legions from Sega Saturn. We got Kig's iconic Shadow Dancer.
I did not want to talk about that.
No, well, we got to talk about the elephant in the rooms, right? We obviously the Game Gear games. He's been around. The Shinobi 3D for PlayStation. There's a ton of Shinobi games where Joe Musashi necessarily was the lead. So did you look at any of those titles at all for any inspiration? Okay, and if so, which did you use in implement in Art of Adventure?
First thing, the game is more based on Shinobi 2 and 3 because I think these are the most iconic ones. That's why we're getting Joe Musashi. That's why you're getting his wife back. The dog is rented from Shadow Dancer.
He's a rented dog.
Yeah, but
you riding the dog, man. We not using the dog as a thing. That's what King was. King was hoping we got a Shadow Dancer stage where you utilize him to hold up the enemy.
I cried.
I wanted to use a good dog more, but it's
hard mechanic work.
Yeah. No, it's too much work, and it's a difficult mechanic to implement because it can. In Shadow Dancer, for example, which I like that game on Mega Drive, but the dog is a mechanic that is like too powerful.
Yes, he is.
You can hide, just throw the dog and get rid of the enemy easily. I don't find a Shadow Dancer very difficult. I didn't play because I didn't have the console, but I didn't play Game Gear, but I looked at long plays. Game Gear games are very good.
Yes, very good Shinobi games.
Shinobi Legion.
It's okay.
The face you made is the face I made. Let's I was like,
me too.
Well, they tried.
Yeah, exactly.
Digitized art. I mean, they do have the main character. They did with cinemas between the stages, and then the
Yeah.
main character would bounce off the walls. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. Well, limitations of the tech of the hardware at the time
yes.
forced
Yeah.
them to
All
a
right. So,
different.
so we see how
Yeah,
you feel about that. What
yeah.
about Shinobi 3D PlayStation where they had that back then?
Shinobi PS2 is very good. Limited in its play style, but it introduced us to execution
Yeah, the
kind of style,
executions. Yeah.
which is
Oh,
very cool. But the game, in my opinion, is quite repetitive. You run from building to building. You find a group of enemies, you kill them one by one, and after that, you have this little cinematic where everybody dies, which is cool once.
yeah,
And every time it's kind of
Yeah.
boring.
I got you.
So
Okay. No, you answered my
uh,
question.
yeah. Nightshade is a follow-up to Shinobi PS2.
Yeah.
I played Shinobi 3DS, which is an okay game, but I don't find it a lot of appeal.
Mhm.
I like it, but I don't find it a lot of appeal.
Okay.
Uh,
No,
That's
fair
the
enough.
one where you drew on the screen, right? To do like moves or something like that.
I can't remember.
Oh,
can't remember.
I know I had. Listen, I had all those.
It was kind of like the last one. No, but I get it.
yeah.
I respect that you still looked at these games and pulled
So
things. I'm sorry,
yeah,
please finish.
so the first thing I'm doing is like playing the game or looking at the long plays on YouTube. Very insightful. I'm going to Hardcore Gaming 101, which is a very good website. I send congrats to the guys many times because I've been using them for references. And
Nice.
I look at everything. I look at interviews from the original teams,
Mhm,
and I look at fan arts. I
mhm.
look at fan fictions.
Nice.
What the community uh, holds in their art
Mhm,
for these games, because I think this is important. What you remember personally, it might be different from the whole community, and it's different from what company executive can say. So you have to bring that all together to kind of make a mashup of influences,
mhm,
and say, yeah, this feeling needs to be transcribed as a game.
mhm.
The feeling of the collective feeling,
Yeah.
the palette of colors, the moods, everything. So yeah, it's I'm always trying to look at the whole picture.
Right. No, you did a fantastic job, which leads me right into my next question, which is, that balance, right, of paying homage, right, but then evolving, creating the next level for Shinobi, taking Joe Musashi to the next level. So, I feel like let's get to the combat. I feel it's next level, it's best in the series. I want to give you your flowers because the first thing I noticed I played the game, you got your kunai to control the distance.
Mm-hmm.
Not super powerful, but could also raise up the execution meter if you're looking for that, right? Then where I really went crazy was like you got the iconic Shinobi. You took a lot from the Ninja Master, right? You did the run, right? You got our guy with the classic run, the dive kick. You know what I'm saying? Like these are iconic Shinobi 3 things that we love. For our Revenge of Shinobi fans, me and King talk about the flip to the
Mm-hmm.
5. So at first I didn't see it. I'm like, oh, he didn't put this shit. But I looked, I'm like, oh, it's a nimpo. He's got it as a secret move. So I said, yes. So he paid homage to something that was very iconic because we all did
Well,
the trick
there's an
yeah.
ability you can unlock where in the middle of a combo you can throw it too.
Yes. And what's funny is because for Revenge of Shinobi fans and Mega Drive Genesis guys, like there was a trick to get unlimited kunai. So we
Yeah.
used to spam the hell out that move back
Yeah.
in the day, right? So you got that. But where I really, if you were here right now, brother, I would give you a virtual hug. And let me tell you why. When
Next
we get
time,
it, next time when we see each other for sure.
yeah.
Neo City and the Mountain Stage specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, because you not only did you bring back classic enemy types, I saw the 3-shot pistol guy from the arcade. I'm like, oh, he doing that. Then I saw the Revenge of Shinobi ninja that would jump up, throw just the 3 stars, and
Yeah.
come back down to right. But where you took it to the next level, you literally brought a virtual tear to my eye, was the mountain. The mountain stage, you get to the end. I won't spoil for those who are watching this and whatever, but there is a classic Shinobi boss you brought back, had the nerve to have narrative behind it. And it was it's one of the best deep cuts for a person who's a fan of the series. I mean, that boss, I remember being terrorized as a kid.
Because of the shuriken limitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. So I just want to thank you for those deep cuts. But now back to the question after I give you flowers. It's like that balance. How do you, for the combat, how do you say, okay, we're going to do new stuff? We're going to, like, how did you strike that with adding that in Shinobi, in Art of Vengeance?
It was a very long iterative process. As you know, we on Street of Rage 4 we did the creative and artistic part. So I didn't have any programmer at my company. So when I started Shinobi, I hired a few people, and we started slowly expanding the company. We're still a very small company of around 10 people.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And along the way, you need to build a team. You need to build a pipeline. You need to know your tools. You need to make decision for the gameplay and everything. We didn't have a blueprint how to make it. So everything has to be like reacting. We're making something, it doesn't work. How can we improve on that? And every time we're making playtest, feedback. I don't like it. It's not interesting. Or I remember we had a playtest. I think it was happening in Atlanta. And there was one kid. He was bored out of his mind. He was here for just for an hour, and at the end of the session, the presenter was asking the audience, what do you think of the game? And he was like very bored. It's horrible. How can you show something like that? It's not presentable. I love that kid because he was he was picking his mind. Like he loved a 3D game, I believe, and having a 2D game showed to him was not having it.
Right. No. We got some of those guys too. We have Fight Night Fridays, and sometimes I pick 2D fighting games, and we picked the old one because Capcom came back with the fighting collection, and we did that. And we have some of the guys that's like, oh, we don't like that. We like 3D fighting games, and I've said, well, you're gonna learn, young buck, that this is where it started, and this is where it's good at. So listen, I'm glad that you have the history that you have in your 2D art, because you have an affinity for something that some may look at and feel the pressures of, should I do it in 3D, and start questioning themselves to see if what they feel is good, or if the market might not call for it, or might buckle under the pressure of shareholders saying that maybe we should do 3D because the world seems to be moving that direction. I'm glad that whatever it was that made you stay firm in your position and hold on true to it, that it worked out.
It's just a matter of skills. Like I'm a good 2D artist.
Right.
I did all the animation for the games, and like it's easy for me to envision a good 2D art style. You can do whatever you want in 2D, and in 3D you are kind of limited in terms of the art style you can put forth. And so if you're making a 3D game, first, it's more expensive because you have much more people needed to make it happen. And secondly, you're against the big companies that are making amazing 3D that you can't compete with. So let's be honest with yourself. what can you do, what can
Right.
you make,
Right.
and we are a small team, kind of a cheap game, so for the video game business, but we are making a good appreciated game.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Games.
Yeah,
absolutely.
game of the year
Even.
Yeah,
titles.
absolutely. And to add on to what you said, obviously we see the cost of video game development it's insane right now.
Yeah.
So this is refreshing. Me and Attic was asking me, the pricing, and we're like, wow, only $30 and stuff like that. But I want to get back because I want to expound on what you said with that kid. He's in the play test, right?
Yeah.
He's bored out of his mind, right? And one thing that I appreciate, again, you got to understand, I have such an affinity for Shinobi. So I come in, I feel, with a natural bias. If you would have just gave me a Revenge of Shinobi game, a remaster kind of thing, or Shinobi 3 remaster, I would have been satiated. I would have been like, yep, it's cool, it's back, I'm okay. But the thing I go to Addict. Addict is my test because he's the new generation, right? And I said, Addict, I love this game, but am I biased? Play this, Art of Vengeance, and let me know.
He made me, by the way.
Yeah, I made him. I said,
like,
you got
because there was so much stuff going on at the time. I was like, I really don't got the time. He's like, I don't want to hear that. And I was like, and then because you guys had a demo, but I guess it was just for a certain duration. And I was like, well, the demo's not there. Oh no, we'll take care of that. Don't worry.
I'll take care of that. Don't worry, you go play. So I'm like, please, Addict, just play because I need to know, Ben.
Lord Addict is talking like a bullied guy in the prison cell. Like they made me. I didn't want to, but
he's exaggerating. He had fun.
No, it was about not wanting to, or at the time, like right now I'm playing like 4 games, like 2 under embargo. I'm streaming every day. It's just about like a time frame. And I was like, I get, because he didn't know what he isn't saying is he made me play the Ninja Gaiden Ragebound as well on top of the demo.
Yeah.
So he's like, and I was like, okay, I need it by tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah. Like it's like 2 in the morning. Tomorrow.
No, because Ben, he played Ragebound, right? And we all love Ragebound here, like respectfully. And this is funny. It leads to another question I was going to ask later. But in terms of the timing of your demo in conjunction with Ragebound, that's another thing. But that was interesting. But I said to myself, okay, I like Ragebound, and I'm such a Shinobi fan because I'll be honest, when I saw it, I was like, man, Ragebound looks good. And then you guys dropped the demo for Shinobi, and I go, oh my god, they did that. This is special, right? So then I hit Addict. I'm like, Addict, I need you to play Ragebound first. Tell me what you think. Then play Shinobi. Tell me what you think. He plays Ragebound. He likes it. Yeah. And
don't you have any other friends that you can bother with?
But I need younger generation.
Yeah, it's not going to work with me.
It's not going to work because we're Shinobi. I need a non-Shinobi fan who doesn't have the emotional connection that I do to tell me if Ben Fiquet and Lizardcube, if this game is amazing. And he's like, Cog. He says, Ben, Cog, this is a good game. And I smiled. I was like, wow. He like, but continue, man. I'm sorry. You're gonna jump in. I'm sorry.
So what was your take, Addict?
I thought, first off, I was under the assumption that Shinobi was just a mass figure, a Shinobi. I didn't know he had a name until I was educated in the matter. I liked the way you took the story. I'm a real big boss person. I feel like you guys did a really good job. A lot of people are like, oh, we don't. They're especially the Souls community. They're starting to like crucify like the way boss stages are done, and I appreciate the way you guys took that. Like besides some things it was just like we're gonna evolve the fight, not necessarily give you another fight on top of that fight. So I really appreciated that. I would honestly say that like the platforming really stuck with me. I liked a lot of the platforming because I compared it to a lot of Ori. Especially like some of the chase scenes. Like I honestly say that I came into this with like Shinobi's not really a franchise I know. And after I played the demos, I was like, I guess I'll play the. I'll review it.
I knew we had him Listen, Ben, when he plays games, he doesn't do side quests. He doesn't care
No,
about anything.
he's
Yeah, tell
misrepresenting
me.
me.
Yeah, tell me.
Misrepresenting me. I don't play side quests that don't inform me on the rewards beforehand. I'm not your errand boy. I don't collect book bags for you. If you come up and you tell me something and you don't at least say you gonna give me money, you know how often I've done side quests and then afterwards they're like, "Oh, thank you," and then is that it? So no, I don't do that. I don't collect feathers. I don't do collectibles. But what King is about to tell you is you had me doing all of that because first off, it's not like there was no. You guys did everything you were supposed to. You told me, yo, you go after these these bonus things that are on the map, the elites. We're gonna give you something for all of them. You go after these collectibles. You can take it to the store and upgrade the store purchases. You did what Addict appreciates developers to do. So what you guys got, you got rewarded me doing those side quests.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, most of our focus was to reward player, even in the combat, like the execution system, for example, is a way to reward the player because you could basically you could spam your katana, kill the enemy or not. You could move away from the combat. But if you spend time a little bit fighting enemies and you put them into execution state and you execute them, you get rewards. And these rewards will help you ultimately gain new powers. And this is what drove every decision. Like the players, I like games that are games, so I like arcade games. When you start a game, I want you to play. I want you to have fun with the gameplay. So I don't want the player to be bored, to question what am I doing? Is there a necessity to do that? So every decision was made to yeah, I'm a people pleaser.
Even the riffs where you're like, do this, you get to the end. Oh, what is this? And then you clearly see it's like a puzzle, and like you need multiple of them. I beat the game and told Cog, like, I gotta know what that is. Like, I went back and did the rest of them. I was like, I gotta know what that, because Cog, he hit you up asking where one of the locations of one of the riffs was. And he did that because I couldn't find it, and it was the last one I needed.
He asked me to ask you that. I found them on my own. No, he was like, "I can't find this one rift. Please ask Ben if it is." And I'm like, "All right." Well, and then you was like, "I don't remember." It was like it's been so long, so I said, "All right." And then, in fairness, I then go back to the game. He said, "I log in. I find it, and then I tell it to him, and then he goes."
Because the problem was that
the fragments.
I noticed like. If you're in that region and you pass it, it's on your map. So in my mind, because I knew it had to be there, but then the other part of me is like, but I've been around this whole part and it's not on the map. So like but I guess like your camera has to visually see it before it pops up on your map, or you have to like go by it. But I have to like you don't understand, Ben. I don't do this stuff. I don't like. He does it at all. You know how often I get jumped on in this community. Like, how do you not do this side quest? Why are you doing it?
So my job is done.
Yes.
So I convinced a new player. All it took. Yeah.
You let me tell you, that's when I knew you had something special, because he doesn't do that, and it was satisfying to him, and he felt good. I want to back up in terms of, like I said, the combat. I think what King was going to it in terms of like, I consider this combat. This is obviously the best combat in the series, but it's like flow state. You get rewarded for not getting hit. You then you link that to like the amulets and the passives, and then you have the what you call the combos and stuff like that. And to me, the game changer also was the ninja flip, where you hit and then you kind of can evade and then continue the combos and stuff like that. Like, in my opinion, that in conjunction with the executions, in my opinions, could help that player that you mentioned at the player state who may be bored because now it's this reward. You're like, wow, I did all this cool stuff. And what was that some of the goals to evolve Shinobi with this great combat that you had?
Yeah. So that's what drove the decision, and I think he was right. He was not right in his statement that he didn't like the art because he was a shitty, uninformed kid. But he was right in his feeling of we had one player who fell asleep.
Oh,
No, I think he was tired. He was coming from a
yeah.
night of partying or something, but he like literally like
Oh man.
nodded
Yeah.
down.
My question to you is this. I'm playing a game, and unlike any Shinobi game that I've ever played, usually you play the character how the developer has intended you to play the character. In this one, when I went to the menu system and I saw all the additives that I'm able to enhance Joe with, I can play Joe my way.
Yes.
If I want to worry only about healing and focus only on the healing properties, to have the maximum amount of health, the maximum amount of heals when I do my ninja arts, all of this stuff, you allow that. And I think that gives a greater level of flexibility going forward because not everyone's play session will be the same. And it gives a greater replayability because you found a way to make a game that's not a game of a service into sort of like a game of service, but you don't get the residuals on the end, but you get the engagement from it because I know they give you back the engagement numbers of how many times those people have went back to play it. Was that your intent to allow somebody to play a la carte how they want to play?
Yeah. We offered a lot of different ways because why not? Is it cool? Yeah, it is.
I love this. I love this development process. Is it cool? Yes, do it.
Yeah. So the more you add, the more you get solution for players, and you can see that when we look at players on internet, and some of them are using a lot of execution. Some of them are using a lot of kunais, and not everyone plays the same. And this, I can't wait to have the full game to be released and see all the playthrough because you're gonna find a lot of different way of playing using ninjutsu, nimpos. You can equip a lot of different nimpos, and this will be very interesting to see. And I hope like it helps the game to have a longer life than standalone game.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, Attic, you got a couple questions. I know I got to get towards the end.
So I have two specific questions, kind of adjacent to each other. Was there a feature that was in this game that was difficult, but you wanted it, so you pushed hard? Was any of them that was kind of hard to develop for that you like really push it? Because I talked to a lot of developers, and there's that just one thing that they want through. They want through those gates, and they really push for it.
Yeah. Well, since I had a lot of creativity freedom from Sega, the only thing I had to fight with was my team because they are kind of my Jiminy Cricket. Like, no, it's too complicated. No, don't do that. They're usually right, but I pushed for the bonus stages because there are two bonus stages. These are not the most gameplay fulfilling kind of stages, but they're here to make you make a little pause into the fast-paced action game that it is, and it's not very difficult as well, so you can really enjoy a different kind of pace.
Yes.
And it's good to see in a trailer.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, this is this moment that you remember because the moment was cool.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of different little moments like that in the game. Like, you will remember this moment because, it's kind of cool.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So placing Joe on top of the dog, I didn't want.
Yeah.
First,
You got fix your face, King.
first, first, this is cool. Secondly, I didn't want to animate a horse. It's very,
You didn't want to animate a horse.
it's very difficult to animate. So,
I think you picked the
but
right
I
choice
wanted
there.
to have a
King
throwback
disagrees.
to Shinobi 3.
Yes.
And what will make it better? Oh, and can we add a kaiju in the back?
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. So just if you look at stuff with the prism of a kid, like
Mhm.
everything can be good. Like, is it cool? Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
That's what
Okay,
I
so-
love the most.
So my adjacent question to that, was there something that you wanted, but you know it wasn't gonna work out?
I wanted and I didn't put in the game ultimately.
Mhm.
Yeah, some enemies didn't make the cut.
Ooh.
I drew a lot of concept art. And some of them, like, yeah, no, there's already too much enemies. There's no need for 30 more. Maybe some concept for bonus stages. Yeah, well, it was no, yeah, well, but not like
Yeah.
that. Not
Okay.
like that. I didn't know what to do with that kind of back gameplay.
Right.
I would have loved, because I love the
Yeah, that's what I.
yeah.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Yeah.
You know, shadow dancer. All right, but I get it. I get it. I get it.
Could be DLC. Could be DLC.
You know what would have been cool, thinking about that, if you made the in-game credits that.
Oh yeah.
That's a
And
great
every time
idea.
you throw a
Yeah.
shoe,
Oh, I like that. There you go.
You can hit the letters in the credits. That
There you
would
go.
be fun.
There we
Yeah.
go. Send a check to Lord Attic and Iron.
Yeah. Too late though.
It's too late.
Yeah.
DLC. All right, I know we get to it. Your time's limited. We got. I got a couple of fast fire questions I want to ask, and I know Kick me as well.
I just got one.
Okay, you got one. Okay, cool. You want to go? You do yours now?
Yeah. I just want to give
Yeah.
a suggestion, knowing that every time you elevate and you want to challenge yourself to do something different, and you don't want to be categorized as a one-trick pony.
He's not using the horse.
No, I don't care about that. Is one game, and you haven't attacked this genre, and I didn't see it in any of your projects. I'm a huge fan of shooters. And growing up, I'm a TurboGrafx fan, and that's what took me away from Sega. But what brought me back to Sega was a game called Musha, and was made by Seismic, and it was never on anybody else.
How do you spell it?
Musha, and it's made by Seismic.
Okay.
This is what, to me, brought Sega like back as far as shooters. And if you see it, right,
I never heard of the game.
Yes, it is. It's like a piece of my soul in that game, because it brought me back to Sega. I was completely taken away with Lords of Thunder, Gates of Thunder, and all that stuff, Air Zonk, and all that with TurboGrafx. But if you want a challenge, and I know your art style is incredible, and you love parallax scrolling,
yeah,
I would be there day one, championing it just like this man. But listen, I truly appreciate everything. That was just my little thing out there, and hopefully it happens, because I do see a resurgence in beat 'em ups since you brought the beat 'em ups back. Everybody want to do beat 'em ups now. This the year of the ninja, and I think your ninja is head and shoulders above them all. Maybe you bring back shooters, man. I just throw my hat in the ring.
Sorry, I'm not a big fan of shooters. Because the thing is, when you are playing a shooter, your eyes are focused on your ship, or your spaceship, and you're trying to avoid the myriad of bullets coming at you. So you don't fully embrace the whole screen. That's my pet peeve with shooters. That, like, it's too narrow in terms of gameplay.
Mhm.
And but I was thinking of doing like a shooter, but with a really fast pace. And but it has been done kind of with stuff like Luftrauser
Yes.
from
Yes.
but something more in that
Vein.
sense.
Okay.
But I'm more for a character guy. So maybe Space Harrier.
Oh, get ready.
Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
no. I'm kidding because
Yes, Space Harrier.
I don't think that
That-
that's not my style. But
Mhm.
and in terms of shooter, I would rather do something like Gain Ground.
Okay.
yeah.
You remember Gain Ground?
That's a throwback. That's a
Nobody
throwback.
remembers.
That's a
No.
throwback. I remember the
Yeah.
name, but
Yeah.
I was like, that's a throwback for sure.
I just want you to play this once if you get a chance to find a special way to play it, seeing that you like PC. I know
Wow.
once you do see it, like actually because he is a character. And that's what had brought me into it because I was heavy into Gundam and stuff like that. But anyway,
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
think that the
yeah.
inspiration, in my opinion, King, I think is when the stage in Art of Vengeance, where you scale down and it feels like there's a big
Yeah.
Gundam in the
And I
back.
see
It's
it in the
big, and you see
background.
it. He went crazy, man, when he saw that. He's like,
Yeah.
yo, because I got scared. I'm like, I hope I don't have to fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's environmental storytelling. Like you
Yes.
don't get to play with the fucker,
Yeah.
but it's here and it's amazing. And you say, "Oh wow, wow, wow!" And it's just a background image.
No,
It's just a
you did a
PNG.
fantastic. I love the Lizardcube development school process. Is it cool? Put it in.
That's it.
Yeah,
I
so-
love it.
I love
yeah.
it.
So
Yeah.
I only have two more questions. These are pretty quick questions. And maybe it's the same question Cognito has. I don't know. First off, I want to know how important it was you to be, because I've noticed some people, especially in the movie industry, Hollywood, they don't want to make Shinobi. They want to make Dave Shinobi. So I'm kind of curious on like your mental state when it comes to like tackling that, like, because obviously it's an older IP. You got to balance what's good for like a modern Shinobi versus what's good for like the previous Shinobis, and how strict were you to like, following that core cue on like necessarily balancing what they would want necessarily, or opening it up to a brand new audience.
Well, since they didn't push me back, I went forward, creatively speaking. So I'm trying my best to stay true to the lore, to the fans, to what came before me. But unless I'm told otherwise, I'm gonna do it my way.
Mhm.
And let's see. I tried to put stuff in it that were, but it was mainly like for licensing reason. Like it
Mhm.
was a bit of a stretch, or but like they didn't really push me back, creatively
I
speaking.
love
So
that.
yeah,
No, that's
Yeah, I
awesome.
feel like you did a really good job because they seem happy and I seem happy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because
No, you did.
I do think that's hard to balance, like trying to get a modern audience, but also stay true to like the core of what makes Shinobi Shinobi.
But again, I really do think I'm a people pleaser. Like I want to please myself. What is strange, but I want to enjoy myself making these games first and foremost. But I'm also like aware of all the people that love these games, and I'm aware of I have Sega behind me, and I want to please my Japanese overlords. Um, please, no, yeah, it's so yeah. I guess it's difficult, but in my state of mind, I guess it was maybe more easy.
Okay.
Yeah, and
No,
the last
Mhm.
question I had is, was there ever a time in this development you considered a new protagonist, or was it always going to be Joe?
I didn't even think about anything else than Joe Musashi.
I had to ask that for Kong.
I love that. Leads me right into mine. All right, so because I know we're getting close to time, and I want to respect your time. I got about 3 more, but I gotta ask these questions, man. And I really appreciate you taking the time with us. Okay, narrative. I was very shocked to see your involvement in the story part of Art of Vengeance. You had the nerve to put voices in this game. I mean, Shinobi is not known for having any kind of narrative or voices. I thought that was cool, and the decision, the interested decision to make Joe the silent protagonist.
Yeah.
Now I love it. I personally don't want to see Joe talk about, hey guys, the fight's over there. I loved it, just for the record.
Yeah.
But in fairness to the critics, who say you're having the GOAT conversation, all Joe is doing is grunting. What say you on this decision?
I'm critics.
Yeah. I know. This is something like one of the weaker point of the game will be the story, and it's entirely my fault, because I wrote it, and I want to bring the action forward. I don't think having Joe being less than a grumpy ninja, not really talking to his wife, would have been interesting for the character. But I guess it's a little bit too much. Like moving forward for my games, I think I'm gonna bring more of a story in it and to try to. But you have to understand that a small project, small team, and making cinematics, for example, is very costly. And most of people, they skip cinematics, they skip dialogues, they skip cinematics. So I'd rather put my time into that, into the game in itself, and have the players just grab the controller and play. And even if they skip the story, they will have a great time.
Fair enough.
I have to pick my fights, basically.
Fair enough.
I think the story was good. Like, I think
the story's fantastic.
You're underselling yourself. It was a good
No,
story.
it's not fantastic. It does its job to bring you
It's
to
very serviceable. Yeah.
Yeah, but in fairness to you, Ben, I think you are being a hard on yourself. Because let's be honest, in every Shinobi game in the history of Shinobi, you get a wall of text. Hey, Joe is fighting the evil terrorist Neo Zed, and then at the end, you may just see a set of a still picture. And that's it. We never get any narrative between.
And I think, especially people like me that wanted to hear a voice from Joe, shows how good your stories resonate with people. Because if they didn't want to hear his voice, they wouldn't care about the story.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 more. We get close. Okay. So the decision for the demo, because in my opinion, like I said, like it's the year of the ninja. All the ninja Gaidens out, and then I'll be honest. At first, I was a little worried because I'm like, man, Ragebound is good, and I don't want people to forget about Shinobi. So was it your decision to put the demo out around that time? Because I felt that was a smart move to not be forgotten, and people say, hey, Shinobi's coming.
It's I think like Sega doesn't care.
Okay.
They're such a big company. Like, I don't have any say in this when they're making marketing decisions, when they're putting the demo out there. The thing is, it's purely coincidental for the demo to be released the same day as the release of the Ragebound, because I think Sega wanted to be in the Nintendo Direct, and we didn't have any news for a long time, and Nintendo just announced at the last minute that the Nintendo Direct will be 31st of July, and coincidentally, it was the release date of Ragebound. Yeah, you can say, it's an odd time to release your demo, and you're trying to but we don't have anything against Ragebound. I think Game Kitchen did a splendid job, and it's definitely not the same kind of game. But it's a ninja game, and it's based on a retro license. So be it. But you don't have to put us against each other. Like we we didn't know Ragebound existed until
Oh,
they
wow.
announced it.
Okay.
And I guess it didn't. Well, it was announced in 2023 at the Game Awards, Shinobi.
Mhm.
But like most of all, like Sega is such a big company that they're like not afraid of
Yeah, they don't care.
Okay. No,
yeah
fair enough.
other games.
All right, fair
Yeah,
enough.
especially as a huge IP, is the return of Shinobi back
Mhm.
to the main stage, and they had great confidence in Ben. Like they knew what you were able to deliver, so they understood that whatever you brought to the table was going to be, if not greater than, on par with whatever was going to being offered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
know
I
they
don't
felt
know.
that.
I don't know. I think they trusted us since we made Wonderboy Street of Rage 4.
Yeah.
But you have to gain the trust with Japanese people. You have to gain their trust, and when their trust is delivered, you're set.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Now
beautiful.
we get to the end. So in reference to now the future, right? And what's next? Obviously, we got to get through this week. You got to release, right? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, right. Relax. The man told you already.
No, I know he told me. No.
So what I'm saying is obviously the reviews are out right now, very high. You know, you was up as high as a 91. You currently sit at an 88 minute. You know, we saw about you guys the amazing boss rush mode. You got Eggman coming. Now you've got some deep cuts in this game. And you've done this before, Ben. You ain't slick. In Streets of Rage 4, on one of the stages, you had a picture of Joe Musashi in the back. In Art of Vengeance, you have Ryo Suzuki from Shenmue on a
Yeah.
certain stage of the fishbowl. Are you trying to tell us something?
I'm not trying to tell you anything, and you have more references in that game than Street of Rage. So you pick what you want.
Fair enough, fair enough. Oh, final two questions. All right, so French development scene. We see in the rise, man. You know, obviously Lizardcube. You see Sadfall
Yeah.
Interactive,
I
Claire
know what's
Expedition.
next.
Right, Claire. So, you know, how you think France is right now or the games industry with Expedition 33 with you guys, you know, are you guys getting the proper notice you feel?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
French development scene. Obviously, you got Sadfall Interactive right now.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
Lizardcube. You know, you put out this amazing game. They put out Expedition 33. You know, do you feel the gaming industry is finally giving the proper notice on the French development scene?
Yeah, I guess it was always there. From the 90s, we had Alone in the Dark, we had Ubisoft on the rise. We had a lot of companies over the years. It's just a matter of the market was favoring big AAA company for a long time, but I think the French uh, developers, they always care about making like good stuff. We don't put as much money as Americans, so maybe we don't stand out as much.
You stand out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen like smaller companies with such as ourselves and Sandfall and Shiro Games for that matter, and uh, Slow Clap for
So clap,
Sifu,
Sifu.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Rematch now.
Yes.
I think it will always be more of a artisan craft makers a kind of mentality than trying to be the next Ubisoft
Gotcha.
because Ubisoft has its problems. And now I'm glad to stay small for the longest time I can because I can keep people. I can try to make a living without chasing contracts. That's my goal, like to have much more peace of mind and comfort for me and the team I'm working with. Because it's easy. It's easy in the States when you can fire people at will.
Yeah,
No,
that's not.
well, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's not cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not cool. It's not cool, but
Yeah. I know.
it is what it is. So
Yeah.
when you think 9,000 layoff from Microsoft,
Mhm.
they can't avoid it. They just want to cut cost. Yeah,
Right.
so they can fire people. They fire people. That's not the same in most of the world. So
Right.
you need to be careful of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And also we are, I think, cheaper labor now
Mm.
than the states are. Like usually when you speak about cost per person per month, in the states you say around like 10K or maybe more, but it's less than that in France.
Wow.
And it's it can be a third less even, and you're making a very decent living. Still, it's a crisis for everyone, and
Yeah.
inflation is rising. And
Yeah.
but at the moment, I've been seeing American investment in not even only in gaming,
Mhm.
but in animation,
Hmm.
like Universal bought MacGuff for Despicable Me.
Mhm.
Riot bought Fortish Prod for Arcane.
Mm.
Um,
Mhm.
and I'm hearing a lot of these kind of deals because I think we are becoming we care about the craft and we are cheaper.
Yeah. No. That.
And
I'm sorry, please.
yeah. No, that's basically it. So yeah, so I guess smaller companies are on the rise.
Yes.
Uh, and this is nice to see because I'm glad this industry is. Uh, I love to work in the video game industry.
Hmm.
I've been working with comic books. I've been working in animation, and people don't know how hard it is out
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And in gaming, we have a lot of problems, but still, we are in a very lively industry.
Hmm.
A
Hmm.
lot of player cares about what you're doing.
Hmm.
A lot of industry folks are pleased with the when someone is winning at the lottery of putting a game out there. And that's not the case in like every other industry. Is very difficult.
No,
So
well
yeah.
said. Well said. I love that because again, like you said, with all the layoffs and all this record profit and stuff going on, but I feel like we're in a form of a self-correcting phase. The games were too big, too
Yeah.
expensive, and now you see teams like yourself making these smaller games. I mean, this is a $30 game, and to me, it's a masterpiece. It's almost criminal to be able to sell it at that price because I feel it's worth so much more. But because the cost is lower, and you got a smaller team, and you're pushing hard, and now you're seeing the resurgence there. So I know you got to go. First of all, brother, thank you for spending this time with us. I know you're a busy man. I saw the Metacritic. I was super proud. I was super proud because I said,
Thank
I
you.
know how much passion this man. I interviewed this man back in 2019, and I remember when Streets of Rage come back, and I could see it gushing from you and the team. And yeah, to see that was awesome. And yeah, send our love out to the team and stuff like that. What we do as a fun thing for all our guests to send you on your way, we ask, what is Lord Ben's top 5 video games or franchises of all time? And what is his favorite console of all time?
It's very difficult. Because there are so many to choose from.
Mhm.
So I would say
Mhm.
favorite console would be either Mega Drive or
Whew.
Dreamcast. Dreamcast
Oh,
Dreamcast maybe because this is the lonely child that nobody picked when the cool kids were entering the playground. So Dreamcast it is.
nice.
With Soul Calibur and Shenmue, obviously.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, so best console.
Hmm.
And in terms of franchises or
Yeah.
games,
Yeah. 5.
um, I'd rather speak about like creators.
Okay.
I love Ueda. Uh,
Waiter. Okay.
I love Takashi from Katamari Damacy.
Okay.
Um,
He was
I
great.
love what's his name again? Daisuke, the guy behind Guilty Gear.
Oh, Guilty Gear creator. I forget. I
Yeah,
forget the name.
Daisuke something.
Yeah, I think Guilty Gear just put Lucy in from Cyberpunk.
Okay. Okay.
And Dave Perry,
Dave
because he
Perry.
yeah, because he did Aladdin and Earthworm Jim and Cool Spot, and that was
And
my
yeah,
my
Murder, Death, Kill,
yeah.
Earthworm Jim. Yeah. Wow.
Um, yeah, I'd rather speak about creators. I
Okay.
because like franchises, they come and go, they change hands. Games, the Shadow of the Colossus is a must-have for every gamer.
Woo!
Um, uh, I love Overwatch for some
Okay.
reason. I'm a
The
huge
animation,
Overwatch.
you're an animation nut. And
Yeah,
yeah, I
Mhm.
know. It looks great.
Mhm.
yeah. The gameplay is tight. I don't really fancy the lore behind the game, but
Right.
the gameplay is really up my style.
Mhm.
Um, I love StarCraft, but I suck at StarCraft.
I respect it.
I love fighting games. I can't play fighting games. Like I'm the worst player. Um, what can I say?
Mm.
Yeah, so many to choose from. I love
Sounds
the point and click games back in the
okay.
days.
Hmm.
LucasArts.
Nice.
Like
Uh,
Mist.
Mm.
Yeah, Mist
Miss
is
Nice.
yeah.
Miss.
was
Wow.
different, but more Day of the Tentacle,
What would you like
uh,
Monkey Island, stuff like that?
Monkey
Yeah.
Island, of
Hmm.
course, 1, 2, 3. The
Okay.
other one don't
Eh,
exist.
yeah, we don't talk about the other. What about some love to Eric Chahi? Any Another
Yeah,
World?
Eric Shea, Another World.
French in the building. France in the building. Let's go.
Yeah, and also I don't know if you remember. I fucking what was that game? I think it was Eric Shea, and you were controlling a kid. It was in 2D, and you
Limbo?
had no.
Not
It was
Limbo.
from the 90s,
Okay.
Okay.
Back in the day,
and,
90s.
you had like a lightning gun, and you had a wave of black monster coming at you.
Okay.
Oh, I know what he's talking about. And it was like no, because I'm confusing it
Eh,
with Limbo right now.
What
Yeah,
platform?
I'm
You
thinking
remember
about
what
this wave black
platform?
monster.
PC. Yeah.
Man,
I have it just as a
little kid.
anyway, that's not very important. But yeah, there's so many to choose from.
Okay.
I love like when people are dedicated to their games, and I see the craft behind it, and like I love Resident Evil.
Mm.
I started Resident Evil quite recently with all
Mhm.
the remakes,
Mhm.
and I love what Capcom is doing.
Yeah, Capcom's on fire right now. Wow.
Yeah, they out of
Yeah,
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
every game is so fun. So
Nice, no,
uh,
brother. These are amazing. I love that you gave paid homage to the creators as well. You're the first to ever say, you know what? Yeah, we can do
Yeah.
top five. I got games I love, but I want to name these creators. These are the people that had a lot of impact, were profound on your life, and that's super cool. Again, Lord Benford from Lizardcube, man, an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Again, thank you for resurrecting the game that I fell in love with Sega for. And I remember being a kid, going to the arcade, seeing Shinobi, getting the Master System version, getting the Genesis version, Revenge Shinobi, and to see you have this full circle moment with a perfect homage, but at the same time, the evolution to modern audiences. I think you nailed it, and I can't wait for more people to get their hand on it.
yeah.
Any final words before we send you on your way? Because thank you
Sa-
so much.
Thank you for having me. Like, it's always a pleasure to speak with fans like you and other ones. Like, I think it's funny to we were kids in very different side of the world. People, I know even people from Brazil love the Mega Drive game as well. So shoot out to Brazil. And somehow we connected through our mutual love for Sega and these titles. And I'm glad that the community and such as yourself is like still making it grow strong each and every day. So thank you for being here.
You're welcome, Addict. Any final words to say, Lord Ben Fiquet? Is what he's on his way?
Yeah, I appreciate you coming
Fiquet.
on.
Sorry,
Appreciate
my
you
bad.
coming on and letting us pick your brain over your game. Really liked your game. I thought it was a fantastic game. It's top 3 games I played this year, and hope you have a long career of making games because I like your games.
Thank you. Tell your young friends to play the game.
Yes. We need that. He needs that data. Lord King. Any final words to Lord Ben Fiquet?
Well,
Fiquet. See, I'm getting better with my French. I'm getting it.
Yeah.
I'm a huge comic book nut, and your background and your journey has taken you to this level of animation that I don't think the industry has seen in a long time, or really give reverence to. In the fact that you have a high Metacritic score means that more eyes will see this, and a low entry of barrier for the price. And I know Sega values you. I think I found out what the next project could be, should be, and might be, right? And then I know it's not a shooter, and I've given up that hope. But
tell me.
Might be Sonic.
Sonic, no.
Remember, they're reviving other older
great.
IP.
I know other people are doing other things, but I got hope in my heart. Like I want to see the magic of Ben sprinkled across all the IPs that I love. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I want everybody to remember, and on this interview, I said 2 games. And if any of those 2 games show up, I will
that will be because of you, yeah.
Because
I'll be
Mr.
taking
98%
full
right.
credit.
Yeah. You see what we deal with, man.
Yeah, but I really appreciate you. You just have no idea. As humble as you are, and as self-motivating as you are, to know that you want to push yourself to greater heights. I know the sky's the limit.
Yeah, the thing is, I like the praises, obviously, like anyone, but I'm always like confronted to my own limitation, and I'm always like, yeah, but like there will always be like great artists like Otomo, for example. Otomo is still there. He's better than me, so I have time to get there. So let me cook. Let me cook. I will get there. Like Wonderboy, Streets of Rage, Shinobi, and now
the next thing.
Sonic.
He got it. I see what you did. Listen, I respect the humility. I get it, and we all have to aspire to be better. And it inspires you, but make no mistake, this game is one of the best 2D artistic and animation games out there, and it's not only one of the best Shinobi games, it's one of the best games of the year. So I want to give you a flower. You did a fantastic. You and the team, send our love to the team as well. You guys did a fantastic job. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. It's not like Silksong is getting out just 1 week after us, but
yeah, people are running from Silksong. We understand.
Yeah, motherfucker, you could have like pick any other week.
Shout out to Lil Ben Fiquet, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.
Recording stop.